Welcome to An Apple a Day, a podcast, a resource, a community. Share your experiences and learn from others as we overcome barriers and learn to live a happy, healthy life with a disability. Welcome to the community. Here's your host, Jimmy Apple.
Hello, my friend. Jimmy Apple here. Welcome to another episode of An Apple a Day. Today, though, I'm only giving you a little bit, a little bite, a little slice, a taste, an apple fritter, if you will. Today, we're going to talk about what's coming up on Friday. But before we start, I want to remind you, An Apple a Day is brought to you by www.famousapple.com. Famousapple.com is the home site for this podcast, and there you're going to find ways to hook up with us on Facebook and Twitter. You're going to find articles about the topics we discuss. You're going to find information about the podcast itself and so much more. So if you get a chance, go over there, check us out. That's www.famousapple.com. And listen, if you want to send us an email, you can send an email to us at jimmy@famousapple.com. Or you can send an email to admin@famousapple.com. So connect with us, contact us. Let us know what you think about the podcast. Let us know what you think about the webpage. We'd love to hear from you. We'd like to hear from you, definitely. So how's your week so far? How do you like this weather? Is this weather something else or what? One day it's 6 degrees, the next day it's 30 degrees, then it's 50 degrees, then it's 60 degrees, then it's down to -8. It's snowing here, it's snowing there, it's snowing in Las Vegas. Imagine that. You go into Las Vegas to gamble, you get the showgirls wearing snow boots. That's crazy, it's crazy, the weather's crazy. It's been a crazy winter. I can't wait for it to be over, to be honest with you. I have to put chains on my wheelchair just to go out. But, how you doing? You feeling good? You feeling strong? Going to the doctor? You taking your medication? Doing everything you're supposed to be doing? Good, I'm glad. Hey, we got a lot of responses to last week's podcast. Some people say they don't like a lot of the reports that we put out there on the podcast. They say some of them are boring, and I could see that. I can definitely see that, and that's my fault. I have to pick better reports, which I did this week. I picked 2 good reports this week to share with you. Things that are more relevant, I think. And one of them is, have you ever had this happen to you? You're sitting there watching TV, or you're laying in bed, or you're just talking, sitting there talking to someone in your living room, and you notice that your hands go numb. They get that tingling feeling like your hands are asleep, and you're thinking that maybe you're leaning on it the wrong way, and the blood's not circulating, so you start shaking your hands to see if you can get the blood going again, and it's not doing anything. Your fingers are still numb. Then you start thinking, well, maybe I pinched a nerve or I leaned on a nerve. Well, there's a lot of reasons that could happen, and I have a report on just that, and it happens to a lot of people, especially the disabled people. It does. It happens to a lot of, not just the disabled people, it happens to a lot of people, but more so people who are disabled and not that mobile. But I have a good report on that, and also something else that affects us as disabled people. I know it happened to me in the very beginning when I was first home and disabled. I had this thing, I stayed up late at night. I stayed up late at night watching TV. Then I'd fall asleep at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. But then I was waking up still at my regular time, which was like 5:30, 6 o'clock. I was getting the worst sleep ever. And I couldn't go to sleep any earlier than that for whatever reason. And I couldn't stay in bed any longer than that in the morning. And I was starting to fall asleep during the day, and I was making myself worse. And when you don't have the right kind of sleep, it makes the pain that you have even worse. It affects your whole body. Well, I have a study here from Medical News Today, and we're going to go over this on Friday also. And it's 21 ways to fall asleep naturally. Now, I'm not talking about burning vanilla candles or, counting sheep, stuff like that. I'm talking about natural ways to fall asleep. And I've tried them, and they work. So I want to share them with you. And this way here, maybe you can avoid another pill instead of taking, Ambien or something to go to sleep at night. I'm whatever way I can avoid pills, believe me, I look for ways to avoid pills, and this works. So it'll help you get a good night rest, and you'll be surprised. When you have a good sleep in you, a good night's sleep, pain could be more manageable when you have a good rest in you. So that's something else we're going to go over. I also have a new report from Social Security about benefits for your family. So that's pretty interesting. We're going to go over that on Friday too. And I'm kind of looking at the life hack reports, and I think I'm going to push that to the side until something more interesting comes up with that. Because really, they were kind of interesting in the beginning, but now it's not as interesting as I thought it was going to be. So something good comes up on Life Hack, I'll definitely bring it to you. But it's not going to be an every week thing unless they come up with something really interesting every week. But now one other thing that I do want to talk to you about, and we're going to talk about this on Friday in depth. Has somebody ever made you feel marginalized or disenfranchised in your own home? Think about it. Something that you're involved in, and then they sidestep you as if you're not capable of doing it. You didn't ask them to do it for you. They just sidestep you and do it. And they expect you to be grateful that they did it for you. Do you know what I'm saying? We're going to talk more about that on Friday. But I just wanted to touch base with you, let you know what's going on, see how you're making out, and I'll talk to you more on Friday. But before I go, I want to remind you, things can always be worse. Remember that. Right now, somebody somewhere is wishing they were where you're at. So things can always be worse. Remember that, my friends. Have a great rest of your week. I'll talk to you Friday. This has been an apple a day, an apple fritter. And my name is Jimmy Apple. I'll see you Friday.
Thanks for listening to An Apple a Day with Jimmy Apple, your gateway to a happy, healthy life. Join our community at www.famousapple.com. See you next time.